me ask you something. Have you ever received a gift that looked harmless, maybe even thoughtful, but later things felt off? Suddenly your mood changes, strange events unfold, or bad luck seems to follow. It's not your imagination. According to Buddhist teachings, some gifts carry hidden energy that can disturb your peace and disrupt your life. Curious which gifts to avoid? Stay with me. I'll share 8 types of gifts you should never accept and how to protect your energy. Here's the thing. According to Buddhist philosophy, everything around us carries energy, positive, neutral, or negative. When you accept a gift, you're not just bringing home a physical object, you're bringing the energy it carries. Sometimes that energy uplifts you and brings happiness, but other times it can disturb your peace and throw life into chaos. Have you ever felt that something changed after accepting a particular gift? Maybe you felt a sudden heaviness or bad luck followed you around. This might not be a coincidence. Buddhist teachings suggest that objects absorb the energy of their surroundings and the emotions of those who touch them. So, when you accept a gift, you're also accepting its past, whether that past is light and joyful or dark and troubled. For example, inherited jewelry from someone who faced continuous hardship might carry the residue of their struggles into your life. In this video, we'll explore 8 specific types of gifts you should avoid, how to recognize negative energy in objects, and what you can do to cleanse your space. These tips could make all the difference in protecting your peace and creating a positive environment. And don't worry, if you've already accepted something questionable, I'll show you how to restore balance. Stay with me. You're about to discover a whole new way to see the objects around you. We all love receiving gifts. It's exciting, right? But here's the catch. Not all gifts are as innocent as they seem. According to Buddhist philosophy, objects can absorb the energy of the people who owned or touched them. That means when you accept a gift, you're also accepting its history, its vibrations, and sometimes its emotional baggage. Sounds strange? Stay with me. It'll all make sense. Imagine this. Someone gives you a family heirloom, a ring passed down for generations. It looks beautiful, but the person who wore it may have lived a life full of hardship and heartbreak. The energy from those experiences could stay attached to the object and subtly affect your own life. You might start noticing small things, feeling restless, struggling with bad luck, or sensing an unexplained heaviness around you. The challenge is recognizing these hidden energies without offending the giver or hurting anyone's feelings. How do you protect yourself and your space? Don't worry, there are ways to cleanse these objects and restore balance. In this video, I'll share tips on identifying and dealing with these gifts so you can keep your energy clear and peaceful. It's easier than you think, and it might just change how you see the world around you. Inherited objects can be fascinating. Every piece has a story. But sometimes, those stories carry energy that we may not want in our lives. According to Buddhist philosophy, objects absorb the energy of their surroundings and the emotions of those who owned them. When you accept something inherited, whether it's an antique mirror, a family ring, or an old painting, you're not just bringing an object into your home, you're inviting its history and energy into your life. That history might be filled with love. Take, for instance, a family ring passed down for generations. While it may seem like a beautiful symbol of family connection, it might also carry the weight of unspoken struggles. Imagine the original owner endured heartbreak after heartbreak while wearing it. The ring absorbs those emotions, and when it passes to you, so does that energy. Suddenly you start noticing strange things. A string of bad luck, unexpected arguments, or just a constant feeling of unease. It might not happen immediately, but it's not always easy to tell when an object is affecting your energy. But there are signs if you pay close attention. Have you ever felt inexplicably anxious after bringing something new into your home? Maybe your sleep becomes restless, your mood darkens, or your relationships take a sudden turn for the worse. These could be signs that the object is carrying something more than just sentimental value.
Our environments are deeply connected to our emotional and spiritual well-being, and even the smallest.
If you suspect that an inherited object is causing imbalance in your life, don't panic. There are ways to cleanse and neutralize its energy. One simple but powerful method is smudging, burning sage or Palo Santo while setting an intention to release negative energy. Sound cleansing using bells or singing bowls can also help reset the vibration of the object. Visualization and meditation are great tools as well. Imagine a bright, purifying light surrounding the object and dissolving any heaviness attached. If you feel that cleansing doesn't fully lift the energy, it may be time to let go of the object entirely. You can donate it, pass it on to someone else, or release it with gratitude. Remember, holding on to something that no longer serves your well-being only blocks new, positive energy from entering your life. By consciously choosing what to keep and what to release, you create space for new opportunities and harmony. We've all received gifts from people we have complicated relationships with, friends we've grown distant from, family members we have tension with, or even colleagues who make us feel uneasy. At first, these gifts might seem like peace offerings or thoughtful gestures, but in reality, they can carry mixed emotions and hidden intentions. According to Buddhist philosophy, the intention behind a gift is just as important as the gift itself. If a gift is given with unresolved emotions, anger, guilt, or manipul, take for example a book given to you by someone after an argument. It may look like a nice gesture on the surface, but every time you see that book, you're reminded of the tension or unresolved feelings attached to it. Even if the giver intended to smooth things over, the energy of that conflict could linger, creating an invisible thread that keeps you emotionally tied to that moment. You might start to notice feelings of discomfort whenever you're around the object, or worse, it could act as a constant. The challenge here is recognizing these subtle emotional connections and deciding how to respond. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Your body often picks up on energy long before your mind does. If a gift makes you feel uneasy, there's no rule saying you have to keep it. Polite gratitude doesn't require permanent attachment. It's okay to acknowledge the gesture and then decide what's best for your well-being. Letting go of an object doesn't mean rejecting the person, it means peace. If you choose to keep a gift from a complicated relationship, it's essential to clear its energy. Start with a simple cleansing ritual, smudging it with sage, using sound vibrations from a bell or singing bowl, or setting an intention to release any negative energy attached to it. Visualization works wonders too. Imagine the object surrounded by pure white light, dissolving any tension or heaviness. But if you still feel uncomfortable, trust yourself and let it go. Remember, your well-being and peace of. Sometimes, the act of releasing an object is the final step in healing a relationship or situation. By letting go, you're making space for new, healthier connections and opportunities. Keep in mind that every choice you make about what to keep and what to release shapes the energy in your life. Stay mindful and choose what uplifts you. Objects tied to conflict or disputes are some of the most energetically charged items you can bring into your life. Think about it. When an object has been at the center of family arguments, legal battles, or even personal disagreements, it often retains the emotional residue from those events. According to Buddhist teachings, energy is not just contained within people. It can cling to objects, especially those that were part of intense moments. So when you accept an item tied to conflict, you might be Take the example of a piece of furniture inherited after a bitter family feud over an estate. On the surface, it's just a table or a chair, but beneath that, it carries the energy of years of disagreements, resentment, and unresolved feelings. You might notice that once the object enters your home, the atmosphere feels heavier, arguments arise more frequently, or you experience unexpected tension in your relationships. These subtle but significant shifts can be signs that the object is bringing negative. The tricky part is that these objects often come with sentimental or material value, making it harder to let them go. You might feel conflicted. Should you keep it because it's valuable? Or should you prioritize your peace of mind? The answer lies in how it makes you feel. If you find yourself feeling anxious, drained, or emotionally stuck whenever you're near the object, that's your cue to act. Pay attention to how it affects your environment, your sleep, and your mood. Sometimes, holding on to something, if you decide to keep an object like this, it's essential to cleanse it thoroughly. Start by smudging with sage or Palo Santo while setting a clear intention to release any negative energy. You can also use sound cleansing with bells or singing bowls to reset its vibration. Visualization is another powerful tool. Imagine a bright white light surrounding the object, dissolving any lingering negativity. However, if the object continues to affect you negatively, it may be time to part with it. Remember, letting go doesn't mean you're rejecting the memories associated with the item. It means you're choosing to prioritize your own well-being. Sometimes, passing it on to someone else or donating it can transform its energy into something positive for another person. Some gifts may look harmless at first, but they carry emotional weight that can anchor you to painful memories. Have you ever received something that instantly reminded you of a tough time in your life? A breakup, a period of loss, or a challenging phase? These objects may hold sentimental value, but if they constantly drag you back into negative emotions, they can prevent you from moving forward. According to Buddhist philosophy, living in the present is key to inner peace and clinging to painful memory. Take, for instance, a gift from an ex-partner, a piece of jewelry or a framed photo that once symbolized love but now feels like a reminder of heartbreak. Every time you see it, you might feel a twinge of sadness or regret, even if you've long moved on. These emotional triggers can sneak into your daily life, resurfacing old feelings you thought were gone. And over time, they can subtly affect your mood, making it harder to fully embrace the present and the opportunities it offers. The truth is, our environment plays a huge role in how we feel. When we surround ourselves with objects tied to tough memories, it's like we're constantly replaying that old chapter of our lives. It's okay to honor those experiences, but there's a difference between remembering and being stuck. Letting go of these objects doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to make space for new, uplifting energy. Imagine how freeing it would feel to look around and see only things that bring you joy and peace. If you find it hard to let go of an object, start small. Move it to a less visible place or put it away for a while. See how you feel without it in your daily surroundings. If you notice a lighter, more positive energy, that's your answer. And if you're ready to part with it completely, donate it or pass it on to someone who might appreciate it in a different way. Remember, every decision to release something opens the door for something better to enter your life. The act of releasing these items can be incredibly empowering. It's a reminder that you have control over your space and your emotional well-being. By letting go, you're not erasing the past. You're simply choosing not to let it define your present. Spiritual objects can be incredibly powerful. Amulets, talismans, statues, they're often gifted with good intentions. But here's the thing. If you don't understand the meaning or purpose behind them, you could unintentionally invite energy that conflicts with your own. According to Buddhist philosophy, spiritual objects carry specific vibrations, deeply connected to the traditions they come from. When you bring them into your space without knowing their background, you might be tapping into energies Take, for example, a protective charm from a different culture. For the people who use it traditionally, it's a source of strength and protection. But for someone unfamiliar with its purpose or ritual, the charm might carry an unfamiliar vibration that doesn't blend well with your own spiritual path. You might experience confusion, emotional imbalance, or even physical discomfort. It's not because the object is inherently bad, but because it belongs to a different energetic system that isn't aligned with. Here's another scenario. Someone gifts you a ritual object, a set of prayer beads or a small deity statue, without explaining its significance. At first, it feels intriguing, even mystical. But over time, you might notice subtle changes in your mood or environment. Maybe you feel a little more anxious, or your sleep becomes restless. These shifts could be the result of the object's unintentional energy interfering with your space. Remember, intention and understanding are key when working with spiritual eye. So how do you handle a spiritual gift that you're unsure about? First, do some research. Try to learn about its origin and meaning. If it resonates with you, that's great. Integrate it into your life with intention. But if it feels foreign or unsettling, it's okay to let it go. Cleanse the object with sage, sound, or visualization to release any residual energy before passing it on or returning it. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, there's probably a reason for that. Your space should. Every object you keep in your space should feel like it belongs, like it supports your growth and peace. If it doesn't, you have every right to release it with gratitude and make room for something that truly resonates with you. Gifts with hidden conditions or expectations are tricky. At first glance, they might seem thoughtful and generous, but beneath the surface, there's often an unspoken agreement attached. According to Buddhist philosophy, the purity of intention matters in every exchange. When a gift is given with an expectation, whether it's loyalty, a favor, or a future obligation, it stops being a gift and becomes a transaction. And this can create emotional pressure and an imbalance in the relationship. You might take, for instance, a lavish gift from a colleague who later reminds you of their generosity when they need a favor, or a family member who gives you something expensive only to expect your constant availability in return. These situations are more common than we realize, and they can create a sense of obligation that weighs on you over time. Instead of feeling grateful, you begin to feel trapped, like you owe them something just for accepting the gift. The problem with these hidden expectations is that they can chip away at your emotional well-being. You might find yourself second-guessing every interaction, wondering what's expected of you next. And that's not a healthy way to maintain relationships. Genuine gifts should make you feel free and uplifted, not burdened. If a gift feels like a subtle form of control, it's perfectly okay to set boundaries. A polite but firm "no thank you" can protect your peace more than you realize. If you've already accepted a gift like this and feel the emotional weight that comes with it, take a step back. Ask yourself if this relationship is balanced, or if the gift is just another way to keep you tied to someone else's expectations. You can always release yourself from that sense of obligation. Gratitude doesn't mean sacrifice. It means recognizing what's truly good for you and letting go of what isn't. Remember, the most meaningful gifts come with no strings attached. They're given from the heart, without expectation, and those are the ones that truly add value to your life. Protecting your emotional freedom is just as important as protecting your physical space. Expensive or extravagant gifts can feel exciting at first, but they sometimes come with complications you didn't ask for. According to Buddhist philosophy, simplicity and balance are key to maintaining harmony in life. When someone gives you an overly lavish gift, especially if it's unexpected or out of context, it can create an imbalance in the relationship. You might feel pressured to reciprocate or obligated to show ongoing gratitude. Suddenly, what seemed like a kind gesture starts feeling like a way. Imagine receiving a luxury item from someone you barely know, or someone you have a casual relationship with. At first, you might think, "Wow, how generous." But later, you might catch yourself wondering, why did they give me this? Do they expect something in return? It's not uncommon for such gifts to carry hidden intentions. It could be a way to buy affection, loyalty, or even control over your future decisions. These dynamics can create unnecessary emotional stress. You might feel indebted, even if the giver never explicitly asks for anything in return. But that feeling lingers, affecting how you interact with the person and how comfortable you feel in the relationship. Genuine gifts should come without conditions or pressure, just pure kindness and joy. If you ever feel uncomfortable with a gift, trust your instincts. It's okay to set boundaries and politely decline. You can simply say, "This is so thoughtful, but it's too much." Protecting your peace and maintaining balanced relationships is far more valuable than any material object. The best relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not material exchanges. Always prioritize your emotional well-being over keeping up appearances. A heartfelt no can be the most powerful gift you give yourself. Cleansing and protecting your space is one of the most powerful things you can do for your well-being. In Buddhist practice, it's believed that your environment reflects your internal state. When your space is clear and balanced, your mind and emotions follow suit. But when it's cluttered with objects carrying negative energy, whether from the past or from other people, it can weigh you down in ways you may not even realize. The good news? There are simple but effective ways to cleanse and protect your space. Let's start with smudging, one of the oldest and most widely used cleansing practices. Burning sage or Palo Santo helps clear negative energy and reset the vibration of your home. It's not just about the smoke, it's about setting a clear intention as you cleanse each area. Walk through your space with the sage, focusing on corners and places where energy tends to stagnate, like under furniture or around doorways. As you move, visualize the smoke lifting away any heaviness and replacing it with lighten. Another powerful method is sound cleansing. Sound has a unique way of breaking up stagnant energy and raising the vibration of a space. You can use bells, singing bowls, or even clap your hands to cleanse the air. Pay attention to how the sound feels. If it's sharp and clear, the energy is light and positive. If it feels dull or heavy, keep going until it brightens. This is especially helpful for clearing objects that feel energetically stuck. Visualization and meditation are also incredibly effective. Sit quietly with the object or in the space you want to cleanse. Close your eyes and imagine a bright white light surrounding it, dissolving any negative energy and replacing it with peace and harmony. You can even add a gratitude practice at the end, thanking the space or the object for supporting your life. This simple act can change the energy completely. If you've already identified specific objects in your home that feel off, take the time to decide whether they truly belong in your life. Sometimes, cleansing is enough to reset their energy. Other times, the best choice is to let them go. There's no right or wrong answer, only what feels right for you. Remember, releasing something doesn't mean rejecting it. It means making space for what aligns with your current journey. Finally, don't underestimate the power of rearranging your space. Sometimes moving furniture, adding fresh plants, or opening windows can shift the energy dramatically. Let natural light pour in and fill your home with things that make you feel good. It's not about materialism, it's about creating an environment that nurtures you emotionally and spiritually. Cleansing and protecting your space isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing practice. Energy flows in and out of your life constantly, and just like you clean your physical space, your energetic space needs regular care too. Make it part of your self-care routine. Light a candle, burn some sage, or meditate for a few minutes every week. You'll be amazed at how much lighter and more peaceful your home and your life feels. Remember, your home is your sanctuary, a reflection of your inner world. By taking time to care for it energetically, you create a space where you can thrive, grow, and find peace. Every time you release what no longer serves you, you make room for new blessings and positive energy to flow in. Your space is a reflection of your energy, and every object you bring into it plays a role in shaping your well-being. Taking control of that energy isn't just about aesthetics. It's about creating an environment that supports your peace, growth, and happiness. Sometimes the smallest changes can make the biggest difference. Go through your home today. Identify one object that feels heavy or out of place. Ask yourself, does this item bring me joy, or does it carry a weight I no longer want? If it's the L, I encourage you to take it one step at a time. You don't have to clear everything at once. Start with something small, perhaps a drawer, a shelf, or a single item you've been unsure about. Notice how your space feels after you've let go of what no longer serves you. Chances are you'll feel lighter, freer, and more in tune with your surroundings. What's the most unusual gift you've ever received? Did Did it bring good or bad energy? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and learn how these teachings resonate with your life. By sharing, you may inspire someone else to take a step toward protecting their peace. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you'll never miss another update on how to live with more intention and protect your energy. Your journey toward a more peaceful and balanced life doesn't stop here. Make it a habit to regularly check in with your space. Energy flows in and out constantly, and just like your physical home needs cleaning, your energetic space does too. Light some sage, meditate, or open the windows and let the fresh air clear out any lingering heaviness. Remember, you have the power to shape your environment and your life. Trust your intuition. It will always guide you toward what feels right. By letting go of what doesn't align with your energy, you make room for new opportunities, fresh energy, and joy to flow in. Thank you for being part of this journey. I'm truly grateful for your time and your openness. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and keep creating a life filled with light and positivity. See you in the next video. Every decision you make about what stays in your life and what goes is an act of self-care. Trust the process. Little by little, you'll notice your space feels lighter and more aligned with who you are becoming.